And the Washington Post looks at why prosecutors dropped their case against the man accused of killing government intern Chandra Levy. Ingmar Guandique faced a new trial for the 2001 murder. The case made national headlines after Levy was linked to then-Congressman Gary Condit. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty has been following this case, and she joins us now from Washington Rock Creek Park, where Levy's body was found years ago. Erin, good morning.
Good morning. Chandra Levy simply vanished in May of 2001. Her remains were found right here in Rock Creek Park a little more than a year later. The main suspect at the time was Congressman Gary Condit, who was romantically linked to the 24-year-old, but he was never charged. And then almost a decade later, Ingmar Guandique was charged because a jailhouse informant came forward saying Guandique had confessed to the killing. Ingmar Guandique was already serving a 10-year sentence for assaulting two women in the same park where Chandra Levy's remains were found. After a jailhouse snitch claimed Guandique told him about killing Levy, he was found guilty of murder. But Guandique has always maintained his innocence.
Please help us.
The weeks following Levy's disappearance made national headlines when it was revealed she was having an affair with a married California congressman, Gary Condit. Condit has never publicly admitted the affair. While suspicion fell on Condit, he was eventually ruled out as a suspect.
I had nothing to do with her disappearance.
The conviction of Guandique rested on the testimony of convicted felon Armando Morales, a jailhouse informant.
I mean, this really is the most dramatic case that Washington has seen in decades.
Washington Post reporter Keith Alexander says an acquaintance of Morales secretly recorded his admission that he lied on the stand.
How important was Morales to this case?
They had no DNA. They had no eyewitnesses. No confession from Guandique. Nothing.
Guandique had already been granted a new trial, but yesterday a judge dismissed the charges. Condit's lawyer issued a statement expressing his disappointment, but adds this turn of events in no way alters the fact that Mr. Condit was long ago completely exonerated by authorities. It's unclear if prosecutors are pursuing any other suspects, but Levy's mother isn't giving up hope.
I always want justice. But even if I guess justice doesn't bring calm back to a family that's been fractured by a horrendous crime like this.
Guandique's attorney says that the dismissal of these charges vindicates his client, but his client is likely to be deported back to El Salvador, which means that the mystery of Chandra Levy remains a very perplexing mystery.
Erin, thanks.
Charlie?
I am so fascinated still
Yes,
by
I
this
remember.
story. I
Me too,
covered this
Nora.
case, and I feel her mother's pain, but there's really an interesting mystery here that I think deserves to be solved.
And we may never know, do you think?
I don't know. We may never know.
I always want to know what happened to her.
Do you have, I'm not going to ask you who, but do you have some sense of who might have done it?
I've always had some thoughts about it, but I haven't reported on it in the last 10 years. Remember, this happened right before 9/11. So after 9/11 happened, it kind of got washed from the pages, and people